camera, video shows two men robbed at gunpoint at a hotel in northeast Memphis. Police tell us this happened just after 9 Saturday night. And tonight, police are still searching for the three men involved. Fox 13's Sierra Jordan breaks down the armed robbery. She has the latest information.
Two young men came here to Hotel Elite for a party, but that party turned into a robbery after they were held at gunpoint, and it was all caught on camera.
I couldn't even imagine nothing like that. That's why I don't go to hotels, baby. I got my house.
Take a look at the security video. Police say three women invited two men into a room for a party at Hotel Elite on Summer Avenue. You see the group.
So, can we take a moment to just look at the back of this bitch's head? How raggedy that looks. Fellas, let me know if you can imagine yourself hitting that from the back. Okay? You back there, and that's what your view is right there. That's what you're looking at. That's number one. This is where they messed up. Number one, they were thirsty. They were starving. They wanted to get something quick, and they ended up getting what little they had taken from them. Now, to cut them a little bit of slack, I do know that they were young. They looked like early 20s, and we know in our early 20s, testosterone is high, and we don't have a lot, so we just got to take what we can get a lot of times. Most of us as young men have sinned and fallen short of our true glory, what we were really capable of. I'm speaking from the perspective of an somewhat older guy. But we got to teach the young generation of men to do better than this. Okay? They got to do better.
Walking inside the hotel room, then three armed men come in and police say threatened to kill.
And it was at this moment that they realized they were not going to be clapping cheeks, and they were just praying that they did not end up 6 feet deep over the very little things that they possessed at that moment.
Kill other men. Seconds later, one of the women starts recording the men getting robbed.
I cannot wait for her raggedy ass to be caught and arrested, and for them to blast her mugshot all over the news. She's sitting here with a smile on her face, recording these guys getting robbed for nothing. Okay? They had nothing, basically. And all the while, she's being recorded. It's so good to see this. Now, that being said, look at her. Okay? Once again, the lust of young men without the wisdom that comes from getting older leads you into situations like this. Look at her. You're getting robbed because you were thirsty for her, for that. You thought you were going to clap some cheeks, and now you're getting robbed. And she's sitting here recording you and smiling. She's going to get her just due now. Don't get me wrong. She will be brought to justice, but we got to do better.
iPhones, Apple Watches, and shoes were stolen from both victims.
So these guys got lined up for iPhones, Apple Watches, and shoes. That's why I always say armed robberies are dusty, loser, low-life crimes, especially because the penalty that you get for an armed robbery vastly outweighs what you get for robbing the person, or what you get from the person, I should say. iPhones, Apple Watches, and shoes. I know in Florida, armed robbery, you can get up to life. I don't know about Memphis, but I'm pretty sure they have some pretty harsh penalties for it in the United States in general. But just let that sink in. And these idiots that committed the crime, they're on camera going into the room, putting the gun to the guy's head. They're all going to be caught, and they're going to go to prison for a long time over iPhones, Apple Watches, and shoes.
We went to the hotel's management office for answers on their security policy. We spoke to the manager on the phone.
I was off. It was on Saturday. You would have to speak with my boss about that, not me.
We spoke to a woman staying at the hotel about her concerns with security. She did not want to be on camera to protect her identity.
They have security here at night, though, but that's the thing. I don't, like, half the time they're here, half the time they're not. And this gate right there is broken. It's trash.
We reached out to Memphis police for an update on the robbery. They say they have no suspects in custody, but the investigation continues.